works. All right, my name is Shanley. I work at a company called Apigee. Apigee does three things. We have an enterprise API platform, so if you have APIs, you can scale it, get security, get analytics, open it up safely and securely. We provide a free developer tools platform, which is what I'm going to be showing you today, to make it easier for you to work with top APIs and integrate them into your applications. Finally, we are the world's leading manufacturer of I Love API stickers. You all have them on your tables, and we're beginning to corner the market on t-shirts as well, so to advance that cause, I have some I Heart APIs t-shirts over there in that corner. So what I want to show you today is some tools to make working with the APIs that you love or that you want to work with or that you want to build with today really easy to learn, to explore, and to integrate into your applications. So the first thing I'm going to show you is our API consoles. These are like X-rays for APIs. They make it super easy for you to send requests, view responses, see the full surface area of the API, authenticate, and debug. We have support for a ton of the top APIs. We've recently added Instagram, the New York Times, Reddit. We also have some favorites like Twilio, SimpleGeo, etc. I'm going to show you just a really quick demo of how you can use the console to work with the Twitter API. So the first thing, to adjust the mic, I'm kind of short here. The first thing that you want to do is authenticate with the console. So it's going to ask me to sign in with Twitter. It's a pretty elaborate scheme to get you guys to follow me on Twitter, @Shanley. Once I've authenticated with Twitter, I can now make authenticated requests to the Twitter API. So we're going to do something called demo roulette, which is where we query the public timeline and hope it's nothing unseemly. So this is going to show me really quickly the request and the response. It's going to let me sort of scroll it. I can share this if I want. You can see all of the metadata that the API is returning. Let's see if we can scroll and find what this person has to say. Not very much. This person is, I think, just tweeting their images. But it is operating on the live API, so I can actually update my status directly from the console. And that's under the tweets resource, so I can update my status and say, status is demoing Apigee at mobile at DC. Girls just want to have fun. And code with APIs. Post. Oh, lost my security credentials there. Okay, so it will have posted to my status, and if I flip over to my profile, hopefully it will have updated. Okay, great. We also make the consoles available as tools that you can create a console for your own API, drop it into your site. So if you have an API, you can bring this into your own site using iframe, just like YouTube. This is actually used by Twitter. It's used by Groupon, LinkedIn, PayPal, and some of the other top API providers. The last thing I want to talk about real quickly is a new product that we're beta testing. I would love to talk to you about this today, get your feedback, find out how we can improve the product. The OAuth API came about because how many of you have ever worked with OAuth? How many of you have suffered pain, humiliation, trauma with OAuth? Okay, we were like, let's make that not happen anymore. The idea is, what if you can give us all of your OAuth keys and credentials and for your users, and you can just have a really simple, easy way to have your app integrate with all those APIs. So the result is the OAuth API. We currently have support for Twitter, Salesforce, Foursquare, Facebook and Flickr, we decided to start in the F's and sort of expand out from there. You set up your apps with Apigee, then you can authenticate with all of the different APIs, and then what we do is we provide you a way to deal with those APIs using really simple RESTful calls, so you don't have to deal with all the different variations of OAuth. I'll show you a really quick example. I have an app that I've already set up with Apigee for this event. I'm going to add a user to it. Add the parameters. Let's do demo user. And password, restricted access, keep it secure. So post, I've already created a user with that name. So once I've created the user, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a smart key, and this is like a valet key, so that once you authenticate with Apigee, we then handle all of the OAuth for you in the background. So I take this smart key, copy it onto my clipboard so I don't lose it. At that point, you can now authenticate your users with whatever API you want to use. Let's use Twitter. The smart key in there. Get that. And then what it's going to ask your user to do then is authorize your application to interact with Twitter on their behalf. Authorize that. And once you've finished that, you can now make authenticated calls on behalf of your user. So just grab their smart key. I'm going to make a call to the user's home timeline, which is an authenticated request. So now with just one API call to Apigee, you're making an authenticated request. And this actually will work from curl. Curl usually doesn't let you authenticate with OAuth, but using Apigee, you can now make authenticated calls right from your terminal. So that's all I have for today, but I'd really love to watch you guys walk through this, see what you think. We're offering a $100 gift certificate to whoever builds the best application using the OAuth API. And I will turn over the stage to our next presenter.